Hello fire signs, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. This reading is going to look at how the planetary situation at the moment, particularly Mercury that's going retrograde on the 18th right through to the July the 12th. How is that going to impact on yourself, fire signs? With Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the planet of the mind, of communication. Now, when this is going backwards, appearing to go backwards in the heavens, the consensus generally in astrology terms is that it's not a time to sign contracts. It's not a time to agree on anything major. Of course, day to day we're having to make decisions, aren't we? But anything major, life-changing decisions, agreements, contracts, it's best to hang fire until after the 12th of July. Now, that doesn't mean to say that you can't look into things, you can't make plans, you can't do draft contracts, if you like, all those sorts of things. But, you know, it's best not to sign on the dotted line until after the 12th of July. Also, because it's about communication as well and it's going retrograde, consider how you respond to emails. You know, don't respond too quickly, particularly don't respond with frustration or anger. Think about how you're going to word a response. Double check on travel plans. Expect delays at times sometimes with different areas of our lives. So it's just taking a step back really and taking our time thinking about things until after the 12th of July, to a greater or lesser degree. All right then, fire signs, I've done a pre-shuffle with these cards. I'm just going to do a final shuffle for you. Let's just see what the universal energies have to say. Of course, we have still got the 4 major planets that are still retrograde in the heavens. Venus, Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn. Sorry. That are still retrograde. I'll just do a final shuffle. So I've just laid down the Angel Tarot, and now these are the Earth Magic Oracle cards, just for a little bit of extra depth to the messages. There we go then. Right. So, current energy, fire signs, we've got a major arcana, new beginning. Sorry, read it completely wrong. So, major arcana, but this is about the ego. I did think straight away that it was going to be an unusual one, considering this is about Mercury retrograde, if this was going to be looking at a new beginning. No, this is about a false sense of feeling trapped, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Though there you are, you see, that's the sort of energy that Mercury retrograde brings in. It affects our emotions and how we think about things. And yes, and then we've got the fog, the veiled. It's a veiled energy. We can't see clearly. We're not thinking clearly. But you know, the sun's shining through on this card, and the fog will dissipate. It will clear, so we can think more clearly. But currently, we've got, you know, negative, fear-based thoughts, and our thinking isn't very clear at the moment. So there you are, fire signs. Starter for 10. This is the influence of Mercury retrograde at this time. So the challenges, extra challenges, if I may say, we've got the King of Air, which is the King of Swords. So this is about speaking your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice if you need to, and a need to balance your mental and emotional considerations. All right, and these energies are going to be a bit of a challenge for you. All right, so it's a challenge for you to speak your mind with confidence. You need to seek out professional advice, but it's a challenge to balance your mental and emotional considerations. So it's not a surprise, is it, that that's come out connected to Mercury retrograde. And then we've got the Meadow card, which is about vulnerability, feeling vulnerable, feeling sensitive at this time, feeling emotional, feeling down one day and a little bit better the next, being affected by the weather, all those sorts of things, but feeling a bit extra sensitive and vulnerable, and which is why it's so important that you don't make any major life-changing decisions at this time, and also just be aware that there will be delays in different things, and it's not going to last, fire signs. Remember that. So what's the outcome here? Well, we've got the Three of Fire. The Three of Fire, this is about the Three of Wands. So this is about plans, a time of abundance. Things are looking good, but you've got to have patience, you see. Make plans, start making plans, look at making plans, but don't expect things to move forward just yet. So you've got to have patience, and that's the message of this card. And then River, we've got movement. So there is movement. There is going to be movement very slowly. You see the river meandering around the corner here and the sun shining. So, this is a time of planning, a time of being patient. Abundance and movement will come, and there is a steady movement going to be happening. So things aren't going to be completely standing still. Fire signs. And the message from Spirit is a Two of Water, the Two of Cups. So this talks about relationships, a relationship that is continuing to grow closer. It's also about forgiveness, and perhaps a positive resolution of a conflict. All right, so this is a message coming in for a certain few of you, perhaps not for everybody, but a certain few of you, fire signs. It's about a relationship, a close relationship getting closer, about forgiveness and the positive resolution of any conflict, all right, that may have come along, perhaps as a result of the Mercury retrograde and the other major planet retrograde influences, because the other major planets being retrograde have a habit of bringing things to the surface, you see, things that we have to take a step back and look at and face to adjust. So it's not a bad thing. And then we have this strength. So this is about strength, inner strength, external strength. But this mountain card brings strength forward. So it's a strength, an energy of strength to do with a relationship, a strong relationship, getting stronger. And then just something else that the universe and Spirit would like to say too. This is a major arcana. And remember, at the beginning we had the ego, which was a major arcana, and then finally we have the Chariot. So this is saying there's going to be an important achievement, to have self-discipline and willpower, and there's going to be like a public recognition of something in some area of your life. This is Archangel Metatron, and the Chariot charges forward. All right. So this is going forward. This is going forward into the future. So keep your self-discipline, keep your willpower. There's going to be an important achievement and public recognition. And that's what the Chariot brings forward. It's a very optimistic and promising card going forward. So no matter what is happening currently and over the next 2 or 3 weeks, fire signs, it's the future is looking bright, if I can put it that way. And when things start moving, they're going to move forward very quickly for you. Yes, and we've got the summer solstice radiance, and we're coming up to the summer solstice time, aren't we? And that's beautiful. It's a very optimistic and promising card. The sun brings warmth, energy creates new life, doesn't it? It also sheds light on that which we need to know and be aware of. So two really lovely cards for you for going forward, an extra message from the universal energies. Now I'm just going to ask for a little bit more information for you, fire signs, from the Fairy Oracle cards. Here we go. So if we could have some more information, please, so far as fire signs are concerned, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, to do with the planetary influences, but more particularly Mercury retrograde, please. What else would you like to say to the fire signs concerning Mercury retrograde over the next few weeks? Okay. So an overall energy coming out from the Fairy Oracle is Flaff the Footer. And this is about keeping grounded, keeping yourself grounded, keeping your feet firmly on the ground. Showers, baths, walking in nature, walking barefoot on the grass if it's safe to do so. But all those lovely grounding earth energies, this is going to be so important for you over the next few weeks, fire signs. So look after yourself, nurture yourself. Then we have Tahara of the Waters, and this is about emotions again. This is about how we manage and handle our emotions. So taking a step back, thinking about how we respond with communication. We have a certain amount of power and control about whether we respond to something or whether we react quickly and in anger. So this is just another nudge about emotions. We're going to be feeling a bit emotional at times. So just take a step back and be mindful of how we respond and communicate. And then we have Lease of the Shadows, which is about this Mercury retrograde and the other planets going retrograde currently are bringing things to the surface, things perhaps past traumas that's coming to the surface and making us realise that actually we need to deal with this before we can move on. All right, so dealing with past traumas, just facing up to what's gone and not allowing them to impact and influence us going forward, fire signs. And then we have the Loom, which is a beautiful energy. This is about giving unconditionally as you go forward. Just give unconditionally. I'm not saying give everything away that you have, but if you have some time to give, if you have something to share with somebody, if you have more than you need and you perhaps can give, but the important message with this card is not to expect something back. As you give, you will naturally, it's the natural law of the universe that you will receive. But the important message here is, as you give and share, and it's not to do it expecting something back, just to give and share unconditionally that which you are able, that which is excess, to benefit others. All right, fire signs. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please leave a message if you want to in the comment section below the video. Also, if you've enjoyed this reading, if you could press the like and the subscribe button in particular. It's free to subscribe, but it means you will be notified of any future readings that I'm publishing, and it'll also help my channel to grow and evolve and develop, which is lovely. But thank you so much for joining me. Please do join me again in the future going forward. Take care now. Bye bye.